Alright, welcome. My name is Andreas Jud, your tech-curious web designer. I am passionate about the front end, the back end and all that jazz. So this is my very first public video on the YouTubes, and to be honest with you, it is very nerve-wracking for me talking into a camera. But for quite some time I had this ambition to start a YouTube channel. So here I am. So on this channel I will be focusing on web development from a web designer's perspective. I consider myself a jack of all trades, coming from a graphic design and UX background. But I was always curious to learn how things work behind the scenes, because at the end of the day it doesn't really matter how good a website looks like if it doesn't engage the user on a deeper level. From my experience working at a Fortune 500 company, I know there's so much more to a successful product than just the visuals alone. That's why I tried to get a grasp of this mysterious world of programming and share with you my discoveries here. Because believe me, it is really like going into a jungle. So over a decade ago, I did a master's in interactive media at the University of the Arts London. And in my final project, I was cocky enough to imagine that I could build a social media app from scratch without having any previous knowledge in programming at all, while also being very busy writing my dissertation on virtual worlds, and yes, also playing World of Warcraft at the same time. As you would expect, I failed spectacularly at my task. Fortunately, our project leader was a programming genius, so halfway through we switched roles and we finished the project successfully on time. At the end of the day, I had a really great story to tell of not shying away from a big challenge, failing, pivoting, and learning so much along the way. However, this episode of failing at programming stuck in my head for all these years. And when I quit my UX designer job to become a stay-at-home dad, I decided to extend my skill set and dive back into programming. I started my journey with JavaScript, which is de facto the go-to language when it comes to web development. But it was a big struggle. The syntax was complex and all the choices of different plugins and frameworks were overwhelming for me as a beginner. So I decided to look into other programming languages, their applications and available frameworks. Ultimately, I ended up really liking the simplicity and flexibility of Python and Django. On this channel, I will focus on technologies that I think are great for beginners, such as Python and Django, as well as Tailwind CSS, Alpine.js, HTMX, and HyperScript. These technologies have the locality of behavior approach. That means they extend the existing HTML functionality instead of rewriting and manipulating it. If this sounds gibberish to you, don't worry. We will get into it step by step. I think this content will be useful for everyone interested in web development, especially beginners, but also web designers who want to learn the ins and outs of creating a web app from scratch and want to reach the next level, as well as entrepreneurs who want to bring their idea to life and build a first prototype or MVP by themselves before hiring a dedicated developer. I will show you that with the right tools and a curious mindset, everything is possible to achieve. If this sounds interesting to you, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon to get notified when I upload new content. And don't forget to follow me also on Twitter and Instagram at @ajudmeister. If you want to support me also financially on my journey, I will be super grateful. As mentioned before, I'm a stay-at-home dad of 2 little cute buggers now, and every little helps. I set up a Patreon page at this link. So Patreon is a crowdfunding platform where you can become my patron, or you can also buy me a coffee at this link if you like. Thank you so much, I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Until next time, stay curious my friends. Ciao and tschüss.